Hey, I'm Mack. So I was recently told about a company called Ariix by a very special subscriber who is probably just about to explode from the fact that I haven't said who he is yet. Maybe he'll make an appearance. Who knows? But this is going to be a two-parter. It might even be a three-parter. I think it's going to be a two-parter. This is going to focus on this webinar that is being put on by this health and wellness MLM based out of Bountiful, Utah, called Ariix. And I'm just going to do a reaction straight through the webinar and debunk some claims. We're going to talk a little bit about the health claims more so than the business claims. And then in part two, we're going to talk about some of the incredible, juicy dirt that I found on some of the executives and founders of Ariix when I was doing some searching around for information that I uncovered. And it's very, very good. And I want to make sure I do justice to that tea. So that's going to be in the second part of this series. So be on the lookout for that. You don't want to miss it. All right. So let's get into the webinar.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the call. Super excited for you guys to all join us on this call tonight. If you don't know me, my name is James. Nice to meet everyone here. And I know we got people from all over the line, all over the world that are on this call tonight. There are many different reasons why you might have been on this call tonight. All right. I'm hoping the reason wasn't because your friend promised you free food. Okay. And if that were the case, I know, then expect it delivered within the next couple hours. Hold them to that word. In all seriousness, I know there's a couple types of people that are on this call tonight. Some of you here are here today because you heard from your friend that there were some exciting health solutions that have been helping out them that they felt could really benefit you as well too. And they wanted to share this information with you. So that's why you're on this call. There's other people on this call
really?
too, especially.
Really? Oh, well, see, I was so concerned that like maybe my friend had like gotten roped into like a pyramid scheme kind of thing, and that they were like trying to recruit me as like their last ditch effort to finally make some money in this little scheme that they've gotten themselves into. But thank God it's just that my friend just thinks that I have poor health and that I weigh too much. Great. That's so much better.
That's why you're on this call. There's other people on this call as well too, especially because of what's going on right now with the pandemic. Unfortunately, there's also been a big economic impact as well too. A lot of people are getting...
Don't go there. Don't.
Their hours cut. A lot of people are getting their jobs cut, unfortunately. The unemployment rate is just climbing higher and higher and higher.
Don't.
I think the last time I checked, it was 16%. They said it could go up to
40%. 40%. 40% unemployment? 40%. Dude, the highest unemployment rate in the world is 28% in Lesotho. Like, the unemployment rate in the United States during the Great Depression was only as high as 25%, okay? At 40% unemployment, you're not dealing with like having to find some more work from home opportunities, okay? You're dealing with the fucking purge, okay? You have bigger concerns than going around selling some health and wellness supplements, snake oil, okay, during 40% unemployment. You're more concerned with the fact that your city is currently on fire. 40% unemployment, 40%, and you're going to be selling Ariix. Yeah, I don't think so.
So there's also a need for more work from home opportunities. So we're also going to be talking to that audience as well too. But the big majority of this is going to be talking about some things that we can all do right now to boost up our body's immune system, to boost up our body's health, so that we can live the most vibrant, healthy lives ever and look good at it at the same time as well too. Nothing bad about looking good and feeling good, all right?
Yeah, there's nothing bad about looking good and feeling good, but there's everything bad about not only implying that your pyramid scheme is the thing that's going to rescue people from the poverty of job loss during a pandemic, but also why not imply that it's going to help prevent them from getting COVID-19? Wow. They're just absolutely shameless. Absolutely shameless. Yeah. It's really unbelievable that there's absolutely no shame here. I bet he sleeps at night like a baby, you know. It's really unbelievable. You would just think, hey, maybe don't take advantage of people who have lost their jobs during a pandemic. Maybe this is not a good time to scam them into losing a bunch of money in my pyramid scheme. Or you know, maybe a pandemic is not the time for your health and wellness trash. Okay, maybe now is not the time for your health and wellness garbage product. Your bullshit. Maybe now's not a good time for people to spend a bunch of money on some shit that doesn't do anything and it is provably ineffective. Okay? Maybe now's not the time. It's always MLM o'clock somewhere, I guess.
So with that said, I'm going to be your MC today. Once again, my name is Gene.
MC? Really?
James, and long story short, I'm going to go out there and introduce myself real quick. My health journey was kind of interesting, and I'm
kind of playing it fast and loose with the word interesting.
I don't know if any of you guys can relate with me at all, but I was one of the types of people that grew up with a chubby kid, all right? Was anyone here more on the chubbier side where you grew up? Sweet. My homies, all right? For everyone else, I'm jealous. You know, but growing up like that, you always have an affinity to health and fitness. You want to try to figure things out. So with my bro science, right, I try.
Bro science.
To go out there and do the best that I could. So I worked out hard, I dieted, I did all the things that I thought to do. And quite honestly, I got to a point where I felt like I looked pretty good. And I was pretty fit, I was muscular and all that type of stuff. And what really, really shocked me was one day I had an opportunity to meet a doctor. And this doctor actually hooked me up to these electrodes and stuff. She did this inflammation test on me.
Okay. An inflammation test does not involve electrodes. You don't use electrodes to test for inflammation. Inflammation tests are always blood tests, like you're testing for levels of C-reactive protein or other biomarkers of inflammation. There's no electrode involved test for inflammation. Like you would not be hooked up for it. They would take tubes of blood to do an inflammation test. So we're already off to a bit of a rough start in this medical story.
All right. If you don't know what inflammation is your body's natural response to any type of toxin, any type of illness. It's your body's immune system boosting up so that it can defend against any type of invader out there. And what she did is she looked at my whole body, scanned it all. I was probably around 23 or something like that.
You were around 23 or something like that. How is this appointment this memorable to you, but like you don't remember what year it was?
I remember the look on her face after the scan was done. I thought I was going to pass with flying colors because here I was, manly and strong and things like that. And the doctor looked at me with this awestruck face and she was just like, James, I don't know what you're doing to your body, but you have the body of someone that's in their 40s or 50s. And you got to stop what you do.
Okay, so let me get this straight. She did an inflammation test on you by hooking you up to electrodes, which is not any type of approved inflammation test. And then had the piss poor bedside manner to look astonished, which, by the way, anytime someone says that a doctor was shocked, was just so shocked, they're making the story up. Seriously, they're making it up. And had the terrible bedside manner to just be completely shocked with you, and then said, your body is twice your age. Based on the inflammation test that she did with electrodes somehow, but they didn't take any blood, I guess. And how does inflammation tell you how old you are? Inflammation tells you, like, usually when they test for inflammation, they're testing for either like a blood infection kind of thing going on, or like a really bad like systemic infection, or they're testing to see like if you could have had a heart attack, or if you could be like about to have a heart, like, because there's inflammation involved in that process as well. So I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe this actually happened and he just doesn't remember the details of the story correctly, but I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this story is completely made up. That's just my opinion. So.
Dude, now I'm just like, what? How is this even possible? And it started to make me understand that health is more than just about how you look. It's really about what's on the inside and out. And that got me started on the journey.
You didn't think that what was inside mattered for health? Yeah, there's a lot of good-looking people are not healthy. Like, I mean, I'm glad that he learned a fact, so, you know.
To seek for a way where we can get healthy, but also be able to hit all our fitness and health goals at the same time, too, you know? And I didn't know too much about health and nutrition. Ironically, my first goal was I was trying to be a medical doctor. I studied biology at Berkeley. But did you know that the average medical doctor only gets 4 to 6 hours of nutritional education their entire career? So they don't know too much usually about prevention and stuff like that. So I had to go out there and find other sources out there.
I mean, MDs aren't really like, it's not really their role to know a ton about nutrition. Like that's not really like the role of a doctor. Like doctors are mostly like some prevention but like mostly like diagnosing and treating and like deciding like who the patient needs to see or whatever and all that stuff. Like that's knowing about nutrition is what we have registered dietitian nutritionists for. Like they do a whole degree on diet and nutrition, and they can give you advice on your diet or what you're eating. What they can tell you like what's good for you to eat, what would be a good choice for you. Like it's not really like your doctor's role to give detailed advice on nutrition, like because that's just not what doctors do. They're not supposed to. That's why registered dietitians exist. And also, like, if you are looking for, advice on diet or advice on, foods that you should avoid or foods that you should eat more of, etc., a registered dietitian nutritionist can be a really great resource, but it is important to know that anyone can call themselves a nutritionist, but not anyone can call themselves a registered dietitian or a registered dietitian nutritionist. Both of those are a licensed field that is regulated. You have to pass you have to have a degree in it, and you have to pass a test, an exam, and keep up continuing education, and you have to maintain your dietitian license. So it's important, if you are seeking out a practitioner who can advise you on diet and nutrition, to make sure that you are looking for those credentials, that you're looking for an RD or an RDN. If they're not, then they're not licensed, so you don't know what you're getting. You don't know if you're getting good. You don't know if you're getting advice from someone who is educated in what they're advising you on. So it's a little tip for you.
What ended up happening was this: I found this program, and this program I was astounded by because I saw some of my friends using it. They were losing fat at a rapid pace, but they looked healthy and they looked good.
I thought that health wasn't just about looking good.
But it was clinically proven and everything. And I tried this
Well, thank God it's clinically proven and everything.
out. And just to embarrass myself real quick, this was actually no exercise. I ended up losing almost 25 pounds in 40 days. I got a six-pack for the first time in my life. But not only that, it was incredible because I was used to working out intensely, like starving myself, things like that. On this program, what I loved was, number one, I ate real food. Okay? What I started to realize was that if you put good food in your body, it's going to start to react in a good way.
Okay, I just gotta pause you right there. I have so many problems with this picture. There's so many alarm bells and red flags coming up for me. First of all, it appears so the floor is at the same level. His feet are at the same level. It looks like he's the same distance from the wall. But his arm, like his knee, looks like it's lower. His arms look like they've gotten longer. His hips are lower. His elbows are at about the same level. His nipples are lower. Look how much longer his upper arm is there. And his shoulders are lower. It looks like his face is at a different angle. Like he's looking kind of up in the first picture and more down in this second. But I feel like his forehead is substantially longer in this one. Also, what is this shadow? What is that? There's no shadow in the first one. And then in the second one, there's this really big shadow around him. But it doesn't, it looks like the lighting is about the same. And it doesn't match up with it doesn't match up with the shadow that he's casting. And also the floor is very blurred in the second picture. The floor has very clear lines in the first picture, and in the second picture, it looks like the healing brush is being used or something. I don't know what's going on here, but this, I'm gonna go ahead and just say that I think this second photo is edited, and it's not been edited very well. And it's been edited so as to appear, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really look good. It just looks bizarre. It's not the best editing job, but it's definitely edited. It geometrically it doesn't make sense. How can the floor and the feet be at the same level, and then but then like everything else is like stretched, is like it's been stretched from the middle. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like Facetune or like something. It might be Photoshop, but I feel like it's like something more basic than that, and he just has like really overdone it.
Also, the program itself helped me to curb addictions and cravings that I had before. I used to be addicted to coffee. I used to have 2 cups every single day. After this, I was able to knock off that type of addiction. My cravings were gone. I'm Chinese, so I used to eat rice with every single meal. My cravings changed from eating rice to wanting healthy foods like carrots and stuff. That's what we call this liquid discipline. And the biggest thing that I realized was this, is that the body is so complex. There are so many different parts to our body. If we're talking about weight loss, all right, maybe you know some people, or maybe you've tried yourself, where you exercise, you reduce your calories, and you were like starving yourself. And some people might have hit a plateau, or they weren't able to get the results that they wanted. But did you know that weight loss, weight, is just a symptom to many different problems? Okay? Not everyone needs to lose weight, but weight is a symptom of things like maybe it's a metabolism issue. Who here has noticed that over the course of time, your metabolism definitely changes just a little bit? You know, you eat something and it does not fall off like it used to, right? Did you know maybe it could be because what's called your microbiome, your gut bacteria, your digestive system is not healthy, and that's why there's a lot of health issues going on. Maybe it's insulin resistance, maybe it's carb cravings, maybe it's inflammation. There's a lot of stuff out there, and as I got on this journey, it was so fascinating because I learned how miraculous
Insulin resistance usually eventually causes you to lose weight. I mean, it's still a very dangerous situation, but usually when you do go on insulin to treat insulin resistance, you gain weight from it, because now you can absorb sugar into your cells. So usually insulin resistance is caused by diet and being larger, but like it's mostly related to diet and like activity level. But like it's like insulin resistance doesn't cause weight gain. It's usually the other way around.
The body was. And long story short, I started as a very passionate customer. I ended up going out there as a referral program and sharing it here and there.
Nobody starts an MLM as a customer. You're just lying.
It was able to help me pay for my products. It was able to give me a little bit of extra change. And I just kept on doing that over the course of time, and not to boast. But now to this day, we do this as our full-time profession. We love it. I do this with my wife as well too. We've been able to produce a 6-figure income and provide for our lifestyle. But I'm not here to talk about me today. I'm here to talk about some things that we feel can totally benefit you in your life. All right.
Really? Because are you sure that you aren't here to talk about yourself? Because you started off talking about how you used to be the chubby kid, and then you told us your life story about your doctor's appointment, and then you told us about how you lost weight, and then you showed us a picture that you edited of yourself in a bare-chested in shorts, and you displayed it for a very long time and talked about everything that happened. And then after that, you explained how you're very, very, you're doing so well because you and your wife are able to do this as your full-time job. And by the way, you guys make 6 figures a year, but you're not here to talk about yourself. Okay, sure.
Right. So let me go out there and get into this. Now, the first question we're going to be asking is, well, what are these products and how can I know to trust them? The first thing you have to understand is in the health industry, because supplements are not drugs and supplements are not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, did you know that 80% of the products on the marketplace right now, the GMs, the Walmarts, the Targets, the Costco's, 80% of them, that's 4 out of 5, what they say is on the label isn't even in the bottle itself.
This is actually true. And it has been found, this was found by the Attorney General of the state of New York. Although I would qualify that this is talking about specifically like herbal supplements like St. John's wort and stuff like that. Usually like vitamin supplements, those do contain legitimately what it says on the label, but you can also check to see if they're USP verified on a vitamin. Like you can see if it's USP verified, and that's how you know that it has been tested. But for the most part, yeah, it's true that supplements and like, you know, herbal products and stuff are not regulated by the FDA. That's why they always have to say like this product has not been evaluated by the FDA, because the FDA doesn't evaluate those products. The FDA only evaluates drugs. So yeah, I mean, that is actually true that it was as high as 80% of herbal supplements don't contain like what it says that they do on the label. Sometimes they don't contain anything at all. Usually, most of the time, it's not that they do contain like some dangerous other ingredient. It's usually just like there's none of what they said was in there.
Yeah, it can say it has 100% vitamin A. It might have nothing in there just because of the last.
See, for vitamin A, you can check to see if it's USP verified. And most vitamin supplements, especially if they're from a reputable brand, like, you know, like Nature Made or like whatever, like those are usually fairly reputable, and those have been tested, and those are accurate. This is more talking about like echinacea or like St. John's wort or like crap like that.
Regulation. So you want to make sure that you find a company that you can trust. And the reason why I trust this company is because of this woman, Deanna Platts. Okay. A little bit about her. She's like the queen of all health nuts, all right? Prior to being the chief part of the
I would like to point out that the last slide said that she was a clinical, I believe it says she was a clinical nutritionist by the Natural Healing Institute. See what I mean? See what I said about anyone can call themselves a nutritionist, but not everyone can call themselves a registered dietitian nutritionist. So this Deanna, with her degree from the Natural Healing Institute, can call herself a nutritionist, because anybody can. You have to look to see if they're a registered dietitian.
In this company, she was actually a professor at San Francisco State University for Health and Nutrition.
No, she wasn't. I looked her up. The only thing that I could even find was that she might have been an instructor at San Francisco State, but that is not the same as being a professor, and don't act like it is. Being an instructor is not the same as being a professor. Being a professor has a lot more cachet and a lot more credentials and a lot more clout. Okay. Being an instructor means like you could have been like a master's student and been an instructor. Okay.
And her profession was a professional speaker, spoke for 800 club universities. She was actually one of the women that was in charge of the anti-soda campaign.
800 universities? I don't need to say why that's bullshit, right? Do I?
Picked up sodas from the high school vending machines. And she spoke for AT&T, NFL, you name it. I think she got paid around 15.
What did she say at the NFL? Like, is there like what did she cover?
$1,000 an hour just to talk about health. All right. Now, I'm not you. I got paid that much for talking about the topic all day. Okay?
Yeah, I'm sure Deanna would too, but she doesn't.
Unfortunately, I don't get paid like that. You know, so with that said, though, why is that so important? Because
neither does she.
She came in with those types of background, and when she saw the product, she wanted to create something where you knew it was the best of the best. So everything that Ariix made, for example, we are made in a facility that is FDA and OTC, that's over the counter, registered, meaning it is so high of a level that it's the same level that a drug is made at. All the wrong ingredients. Okay,
that's just talking about like the facility. Is the facility like clean and everything? This is talking about good manufacturing practices. So, I mean, he's conflating a couple things here, but like most like food manufacturing and as well as drug manufacturing, supplement manufacturing, it all has to adhere to good manufacturing practice. But like this is not the same thing as like testing the contents of your supplement or of your drug or of your food product or whatever. This is talking about like, are there contaminants being introduced? Like, are the lots being separated properly? Are things like sealed up right? Are people wearing the appropriate garb? Are they wearing like gloves? Blah 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 blah, blah and so on and so forth. So I mean that doesn't like if you're gonna manufacture a supplement or a food product in this country, you have to meet the GMP standards. Like that's you don't get a gold star for doing that. You are required to do so. Ugh.
Are what's called BSCG approved. Banned Substance Control Group, that gold medal over there. That's a professional athlete certification, and they're very careful what they put into their body.
Really? Have you seen professional athletes?
So rest assured that these are the highest quality products that you're ever going to find. In fact, it's to the point.
Yeah, those and every other product, which is every supplement and every drug in the U.S. that is made according to good manufacturing practices.
Every single product that Ariix has 100% money back guaranteed within the first 30 days. Okay, so there is definitely some quality back in this stuff. So what we're good.
Yeah, but let me guess. I'm gonna guess that probably in that first 30 days, they're like, oh, you just need to try recruiting people harder. You just need to try harder. You're not trying hard enough. Just try another week. Just try another week. And then it's like, oh, you're out of the return policy.
What we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about some specific tools. That's what I consider it. I'm going to back you up.
I hate the word disruptive and I hate the font Calibri. So, thanks. I hate it.
With information, but then also some convenient tools that can help you in your journey towards your health. Okay, we have around 8 brands right now. We're only going to cover around 2 of them today. But the first story that I want to share with you today is this, because some people might be wondering, well, I've been trying to lose weight. I've been trying to get healthy. Maybe it's a lot of weight and it's hard for me to get it off, or maybe it's just hard because my environment is not conducive to me being healthy or the way I was brought up. Maybe that just wasn't in my culture. I want to bring up a very inspiring story of one of my very, very good friends to share his story on this, all right? So Edgar, can you hear me at all?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Fantastic.
Cool. Thank you.
So some of the weight loss testimonials, I'm gonna skip over them because like I don't think they add a lot to this video, and I don't want to bring these people into it. Like the business ones I will, but I don't want to bring in the weight loss testimonials unless unless I see that there's some other piece of value to them. So we're just gonna skip over those. I hope you don't mind.
The main program is called the Slimy program. Okay. And what it is there's 2 drops that you see right there. They're made of homeopathic natural ingredients.
All right. So this means that I need to go into what homeopathy is because a lot of people don't know what homeopathy actually is. So a lot of people think that homeopathy is like the same as like herbal medicine or the same as like natural medicine, but homeopathy is a very specific thing. Homeopathy is based on a non-scientific belief that water has memory, that like water can remember things that were dissolved in it but are not dissolved in it anymore. And it's also, and then the second belief in homeopathy is the belief that like cures like. So if you dilute something, then it becomes more powerful to do the opposite. Like it does the opposite thing. And the more you dilute it, the more powerful it gets because of the memory that the water has. This is the actual premise of homeopathy. And if it sounds fucking batshit crazy, that's because it is. And it's kind of maddening that it's so widely just accepted, I guess, because maybe people don't know how batshit crazy it is. And some of these homeopathic solutions are so dilute that they go past Avogadro's limit, which means that it is statistically extremely unlikely that even a single molecule of the original thing that was dissolved in it remains. So you really are relying on this unscientific belief that like water molecules remember shit. But I don't know how water like stops remembering something, because I'm like, well, wouldn't it just remember everything that it's ever dissolved, which would be like everything on Earth? Like, I don't understand. Also, like, so if you miss a dose, like, do you overdose if you miss a dose? It's a really insane set of beliefs, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I figure that maybe people think that it's fine because like they don't understand what it actually is. They think that it's like an herbal remedy or like a natural medicine. That's different. That actually has that might not work, but like it actually has something in it that they're saying is going to do something, and it might or might not. Homeopathy doesn't, like, there's literally nothing in it because it's been diluted so many times. So what you'll see on the label, like if you look at the label of this Ariix product, one of the first things that you see is it says that the ingredient is 12x. So what that means is the X means diluted by a factor of 10. So that'd be 1 part of your active ingredient to 9 parts of whatever you're diluting it at, water, or if you're diluting it in alcohol, whatever. And then the 12 means that they've repeated that 12 times. So that means that you've diluted it by a factor of 1 trillion. Yeah. So in the final product, you have 1 part per trillion. 1 part of your active ingredient per trillion. That is so that is how fucking batshit crazy homeopathy is. And if you don't believe me, you can check like Highlands or whatever, those homeopathy brands. They'll tell you on their website how fucking batshit crazy their process is. They will spell it out for you how they dilute it and dilute it and dilute it to the point where it's literally basically taking a pinch of salt and throwing that in the Atlantic Ocean and just stirring and then taking a sip and hoping that you caught a molecule of it. It is so bananas, and I really don't know why people use it. I mean, I guess placebo effect, but it's just water. You could just use tap water then, and that would be cheaper. I'm just saying. It's oh my god, it drives me crazy.
So sometimes, especially when you're female or you're male, hormones really change in the way that our body actually just is a lot different, for example. Another thing that it does, it actually curbs those carb cravings. So like what Edgar was talking about, tortillas and Latino, that goes together, you know? Like he was able to say, you know what, I don't want tortillas anymore, for example, right? Easier said than done. Who here has ever tried to go out there and eat just one French fry before? Has anyone succeeded with that one before? You're like, that's impossible, right? Did you know that sugar is as addictive to the brain as cocaine is? So that's why it's hard to just willfully go out there and curb those types of carbs and stuff. So there's elements that are in here that help with that. So once your body is balanced, it also boosts up your energy. energy, boosts your metabolism. The B12 is great for anti-stress. It helps you to really release the weight. So whether you're massively overweight, like with Lisa, she's down to wheelchair, she lost over 100 pounds in 7.5 months. Or maybe you have that beer gut that's going on, or you're just trying to get more lean and shredded, for example. Whatever excess fat that there is, this definitely will go out there and target it, all right? And it works for any shape, any size, any gender, any background. We've seen this help everybody out there, right? So with that said, it's also clinically proven, it's been certified, so it's nice and safe and everything. In the clinical program, it showed, for sake of example, women can lose up to half a pound a day, that's 15 pounds in a month, and men can lose 2/3 of a pound a day, that's 20 pounds in a month.
That's not healthy. You should not, you should be shooting for a pound a week if you're trying to lose weight. If you're losing more than that, it's probably going to come back. I'm just saying, it's not healthy. Also, all those certifications, whatever. Homeopathy is grandfathered in, by the way, and that's why these products are allowed to continue to be sold. There was a law passed way back in the day, I believe in the early 1900s, that grandfathered in homeopathic remedies. Don't get me started.
Edgar's story, you heard 50 pounds in 70 days. He matched the clinical studies right there. And it's healthy, there's no rebound weight gain because you're eating real food on the program. Okay? So, with this
I could not find this clinical study. I looked for it.
program, I'm going to cover a couple different elements of it. Besides the Slenderex and Accelerate, the partner product to this that is highly important to do, I always recommend at least get these two. Even if you're not trying to lose weight, this is not just about weight loss, it's about rebalancing your body as a whole. The RestoreX was designed to complement the Slenderex and Accelerate. Now, what is RestoreX? RestoreX is a combination of things like activated charcoal, chlorella, zeolite is the main ingredient here. Zeolite was actually a heavy metal magnet. It's a natural mineral. They used it in Fukushima back in 2011 when they had a nuclear disaster. It's strong enough to go out there and actually absorb nuclear radiation. So what they did is they put it all together into a powder. You drink it once every.
Okay. Using zeolite in sandbags around Fukushima is not the same as putting it in your body, and I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that. Okay, the likelihood that even activated charcoal or this zeolite shit, the likelihood of it attaching to anything that hasn't stayed in your stomach is next to nothing, because things get broken down by your stomach, and if they don't get broken down, they come out the other end. So it's extremely unlikely that these things are still going to be able to bind or chelate heavy metal atoms within your body. Yes, they do use activated charcoal for certain types of poisonings, but again, that's trying to bind up something that is still in your stomach or GI tract. You're not trying to remove it from your body in general. And I think that with that description, it should be fairly clear why this is bullshit.
Every single day with some water, and the ingredients go out there and help you to detoxify you of the heavy metal toxins. Some of you might have experienced a fat loss plateau before. Okay? It's one of the most frustrating things in the world. And the reason why a lot of times that people experience a plateau is this. The body's way of defending against heavy metal toxins, mercury, lead, cadmium, we get this from the food we eat, the air we breathe, all these types of things, is that it produces a fat cell, and the fat cell traps the toxin. So when you lose that, the toxins get freed into your system. So the last thing your body wants to do is to be toxified. So at a certain point, when you lose too much fat, body's like, hey, stop doing this, you're killing me right now. And it withholds the rest of the fat. So restore.
That has nothing to do with weight loss plateaus. Nothing. That was complete gibberish. He's conflating some things that the body does with the immune system and then I guess he's just making up this thing because it sounds right to him. That was just a load of bullshit. It has nothing to do with toxins. You know what detoxifies you? Your liver. Your liver, and it doesn't need assistance, especially not from like some minerals that are going to be broken down. Because here's the thing: is those mineral binding agents, the reason that they work is because of their structure, like on a macro level. It's not like at an atomic level, so there's no way that some like ground up powder of it is going to help at all. And toxins have nothing to do with weight loss or difficulty with weight loss. He's just pulling that out of his ass.
Correct. As you start to use this, as you lose fat, you're able to also cleanse out the heavy metal toxins. And just to give you peace of mind, it doesn't mean you're going to go to the bathroom about it or anything like that. This is not a colon cleanser, right? You're going to feel good. I've noticed that mental clarity comes a lot because there's a lot of fat in your brain, of course. If you use any type of medication before.
Yeah, your brain needs the fat because that's how your neurons are kind of like insulated and structured and held in place. You're not losing fat. Are you suggesting to me that you are losing fat? You're burning fat off in your brain. You're losing weight in your head. Is that what is that what this dude is saying to me? Is he actually saying that you're losing the fat in your brain? You shouldn't be having weight loss from your brain. Ever. Like your brain can run on fat and it will do it if you're doing a ketogenic diet, but the way that he said that, like, it makes it sound like because you're burning the fat, you're getting rid of the heavy metal toxins, which what the hell are you putting in your body? That by burning fat and getting the fat out of your brain, you are getting rid of heavy metal toxins? I don't even know where to start with that. So I'm just going to keep going.
Or even currently, there's a lot of side effects in those. This is great to go out there and use there. Only caveat, if you are using medication, don't use Restorix until 2 hours before or 2 hours after you use your medication because it's so strong. It could even take that as a foreign substance as well too. All right? We're not
citation needed.
Here to diagnose, treat, or cure anything. Talk to your doctor if you have any medical concerns, but just to let you know those couple details, all right? So we have the main rebalance here. From there, as you take out the bad stuff, you then want to put in the good stuff, okay? And obviously, to live a healthy life, it's about 80% is diet and nutrition, 20% is things like exercise. So you want to get your good macronutrients. Food can either be your best servant or it can be your biggest detriment to you. And sometimes, for me, for example, I'm so busy all the time. Maybe you have a crazy lifestyle. Maybe you're up and running. You're a mom. You're a grandma. You work. You have obligations going on. You don't have access to the best foods. I think we would all love it if we could just stay home and just cook all day and just eat exactly what we want and have the cleanest foods ever. But a lot of times that's just not realistic. So I love a healthy meal replacement shake like this Pure Nourish line. Pure Nourish, what is it? It's unlike anything else on the market. It's a vegan-friendly, soy-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, GMO-free product, all right? It's great fats, great proteins. It's very sweet as well, too, without extra sugar. So diabetics can use this. It's less than 1 gram of sugar, but it's naturally sweetened with things like xylitol in there. What I like to do, I take 2 scoops of that, and then I add in my power shake, all right? I then add in 2 scoops of the Giving Greens. a day? I totally don't. A good day for me is 2 servings of vegetables, and I give myself a pat on the back, you know? So I love the given ingredients because per 2 scoops, you actually get 2 pounds worth of veggies in those 2 scoops. And this is it. If you know me,
substituting a meal replacement or some kind of like pill or whatever is not the same as eating whole fruits and vegetables, no matter what. Whether it's juice, whether it's some fucking synthetic shake, whether it's some kind of pill, whatever it is not the same as eating whole fruits and vegetables. Okay? Because you're not getting the point of eating them. The reason that it's healthy is the fiber, the matter that is in there that is not digestible, the fiber, and all of like the vitamins, minerals, and they're in a form that is with that fiber and that structure that is easy for your body to break down and also is very filling because of all the fiber. It is not the same thing. I don't know where because you can't cram that much fiber into that little scoop, okay? You just can't. You're not getting the same benefit. So there's really no point to doing this, and you definitely shouldn't be saying like, oh, I just had this many servings of vegetables. Really? No, you didn't, because you would not just sit there and eat 2 pounds of vegetables, okay? So don't take your little scoop and say that you did the same thing, because you didn't. All right? You just didn't, because it's not the same. It's not the same thing. You can't just take powder and say that it's the same. It's not. Save your money, okay? They say that like, oh, we might not have access to the best foods or whatever. Okay, but this shit is really expensive. I know that fresh fruit and vegetables are expensive, but like so is fucking Ariix. It probably costs more than fresh fruit and vegetables. So like, let's just throw that argument out the window, please. Get the fuck out of here with that. And I don't want to hear that you don't have time. It does not take that much time to eat fruit or vegetables, okay? Yeah, you could have like a little snack of baby carrots during the day. You could eat an apple that takes like 2 minutes. You don't even need any like utensils. So I don't know. Just drives me crazy. It also drives me crazy when people use those like juicers and they make those green drinks. And they're like, oh, I just had 3 bananas, 2 apples, and 5 oranges in this one little drink. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, it's the exact same. And I'm like, no, it isn't. Because if you just sat, you would not just sit there and eat those fruits in one sitting. Well, like, no, but it's in my juice. No, because the fact that you wouldn't do that tells me that it's not the same. Why? Because there's much more mass in the actual whole fruits, because that's the fiber and that's where the good stuff in it is. And you're not getting that when you're fucking juicing it and like spiking your blood sugar levels. As you can see, I feel quite strongly about this. Sorry.
I love eating, I love taste, I love health, but I'm not going to take it if it's not going to taste good, you know? You would imagine 2 pounds of vegetables taste like earth. It tastes incredible, right? So I add that into my shake as well too. And then the last thing I consider my dessert. Okay. But it's a healthy, guilt-free dessert. Power Boost, first of all, is a chocolate flavor. To me, it tastes like melted dark chocolate ice cream. Okay. If you're a chocoholic like I am, you're gonna love this. Okay. Now, what's in the Power Boost? It has branched-chain amino acids. You want to make sure that you preserve your lean body mass, your muscle, and you want to lose your bad fat. So the branched-chain amino acids can help make sure that you can retain this muscle. It also has things like medium-chain triglycerides. Who here knows coconut oil? You've heard about all the benefits of coconut oil, for example. I know. MCTs are what coconut oil is made of. It's a specific type of fat that is just metabolized quick, and it's able to give you instant energy. We have that in Power Boost as well too. So what do I do? Every morning, I just make my shake, put it onto a shaker cup, and then it takes like 30 seconds to make. I'm good to go. That's my breakfast. This actually tastes like matcha green tea. On this program, what I loved was number 1, I ate real food. This actually tastes like matcha green tea. I ate real food. I take 2 scoops of that, and then I add in my power shake, all right? than 2 scoops of the giving greens. Okay? I ate real food, but it's a healthy guilt-free dessert. Power Boost, first of all, is a chocolate flavor. So I ate real food. Every morning, I just make my shake, put it onto a shaker cup, and then it takes like 30 seconds to make. I'm good to go. That's my bread. I ate real food.
Okay, when I'm going out, before I go out the door in the morning, I have a fucking apple, and that also takes 30 seconds. Like, I don't see, do you see what I mean? Like, you're just making excuses, man. Like, I'm sorry, all this synthetic shit, it might help a little bit, but it just seems harder. Like, it doesn't seem easier. It seems more difficult. Like, and I don't want to taste your fucking chocolate shake thing that probably tastes more like chalk than chocolate.
On the program, we're also going to go out there and we're going to teach you how to eat a balanced, healthy meal. All right? Some people think, well, James, to be healthy, it means it must be boring. Totally wrong. What I love about this program, there's so much freedom. And you know what's great? When you start to put in these power foods into your body, good proteins, right? If you're lucky, you can eat lobster, you can eat buffalo. I know, that's an interesting one right there, right? You can eat any type of veggie out there, right? Good fruits, good fats. Obviously, avoid the fast food, avoid all this bad junk and everything. And when you start to eat well, your body's going to thank you. You're going to put your body into an anti-inflammatory mode. You're going to be able to release fat. You're going to feel a lot better energy. Your body's going to love you for that. Okay? We're going to teach you too. We have a lot of support on how to eat well. So look at all these. These are things you're going to eat. You know, the number one complaint that I get on this program by clients is this. They complain that they have to eat too much.
No one has ever complained that they had to eat too much for a diet. Like, I'm sorry. No human being has ever said that and meant it. Ever. Okay? Like, so just stop. And also, if you feel like you're eating too much, then you should stop eating. Okay? Okay, this is like, that's part of, if you're forcing yourself to eat more than you need to eat and you don't feel like you want to eat more, that's where you stop. That's really good. That's really good that you don't feel like you need to eat more. Okay? It seems like your signals are getting, into place or whatever. Like, see, do you see how this is just nonsensical? And if someone feels like they're eating too much, you shouldn't be encouraging them to keep eating. Okay? It seems like not a good relationship with food. Okay?
Not too little, too much. And we usually have to tell people to eat more of the right stuff, okay? But the products itself help you to make that transition to this, all right? So the first part is detoxifying yourself, getting some good food into yourself. But we're not just talking about weight loss. What really matters is health. Even talking about my own story. You can look good, but if you're not healthy on the inside, it doesn't matter. Well, next, I have the privilege of introducing to you guys a really good friend of ours. Her story is absolutely inspiring, and it's not just about fat loss, but it really is about all the nutritional benefits and the health benefits that this type of program can have. But I want to go out there and introduce my good friend, Lily. Upon what we call inflammation, all right? And if you're concerned about your health at all, inflammation is an important topic to understand. Like what I defined earlier, it's your immune system acting up. And because of a lot of inflammation today from stress, from what we eat, from the environment, from all these different things, the number one diseases in the world right now, you're talking about arthritis, autoimmune diseases, cancer, heart disease. Almost every single degenerative disease, did you know, is rooted in inflammation. So if we can take down inflammation, then all those other things that you're talking about, it could be better, all right?
Yeah, and if I could win the lottery, I would never have to work again.
Right? So let's talk about this real quick. You want to make sure that you back up your body with the right foundation. And everyone goes out there and needs a good vitamin and mineral. There was a study done that 92% of Americans are deficient in at least one vitamin or mineral right now. Now, how about you? I know, I'm honest with myself. I'm I'm not one of those 8%. I'm not the one that goes to Sprouts and Whole Foods all the time and goes to the organic section, buys up, a farm. Like, I understand me, and I understand even if I did, the nutrition in our soil isn't the same anymore too, so the fruits and veggies aren't the same, So I like to back up as an insurance policy a good vitamin and mineral. Why this one? Because we're one of the only brands that are featured what's called the physician's desk reference. That, if you see on the right-hand side, is what the doctors consider to be the doctor's Bible. They can prescribe medication out of that. These supplements are so high quality, they're found in that book of medicine, all right? So that's number one. If you don't even understand, this is a big difference right here. No, but all vitamins are not made the same. Sometimes you think, well, James, I got my vitamin from Costco and it's really, really cheap because you buy one, you can last a lifetime. I get it, but you get what you pay for, okay? And this is the difference. Most brands go by what's called an RDA. RDA is recommended dietary allowance. It was set back in the 1940s, where if you got 100%, you can avoid diseases like scurvy or rickets. Now, unless you have pirate friends, more than likely you haven't really experienced that before. We're dealing with the autoimmune disease. We're dealing with degenerative illnesses. So now science has shown there's something called optimal daily amounts. All right. Optimal daily amounts are much higher dosages. It's what's found in the clinical test trials for each of these different ingredients. Where if you take a higher dosage, it will do some type of result in your body. So, did a cool little test. Apple test. Cut open an apple, leave it out, so it's a rot and oxidize over time. All right. So, what we did is this: put the apple into water for control. Then we dissolve the daily dose of the 1 a day Costco and Centrum vitamins. Now, who here has ever gone out there and seen one of those brands before? All right. I hope it's on your cabinet. If it is, you're going to have a fun time right here. It was in my mom's before. All right. And then the left two are ODA. Ours is the second to the left, where we're leaving by the left-hand side. We're cheaper by 30 to 40%. Okay. So we left the apples into the vitamin solution for 2 days. If the antioxidant did its job, it should coat the cell, protect it, and check this out. 2 days, the big three turned burnt toast. All right? And straight up, when I saw this, the first person to share this with was my mom. I'm like, Mom, you got to get those Costco vitamins out of your cabinet because I don't know if it's doing any good right there. So you heard people say, well, I take vitamins. I get a stomach ache. I get a headache. Oh, my digestion is weird. Well, duh, makes sense. One thing that
I have never seen an apple left out for a couple days look like that. Like that. I mean, it would turn like kind of like brown and like, but like it would not look like that. Also, just because they measure by the RDA doesn't mean that that's all they contain. A lot of vitamin supplements will contain like 200% of the RDA. Like, Jesus Christ, there's so much misinformation packed into like such a long presentation. Honestly, I was gonna say a short one, but it's pretty long. But like what apple would look like that if you left it out for 2 days? Like, I'm pretty sure at some point I've accidentally left an apple out that was sliced or something, and it did not look anything close to that. Maybe that's just me. Or maybe I just always keep them around the ODA amount of vitamin. Also, like, what vitamin is causing this? Like, and how is it oxidizing if it's in water?
One of my mentors taught me was this: the most expensive product is the one that does not work. Okay? So if you're going to take something, make sure it is good. Now, I also believe in balling on a budget, so to speak. So second to the left is ours. We're cheaper by 30 to 40% than our competitors as well. All right. So you're going to feel a great difference in this. Now, also, you want to make sure that you back up your body with immune system, especially during the season with the whole pandemic going on. Immune system boosting, if that's something you're interested in, This is what we call the trifecta. These are the three that you can actually take at high dosages to really skyrocket your immune system. Now, these three were actually used in studies before. Omega-3 6 fatty acids, vitamin C, and also magnesium. There was this interesting college study done. They took the unhealthiest dudes in college. I'm talking about the beer drinking, pizza eating, stressed out people, and they hooked them up and they were
It doesn't sound healthy.
testing them out. They were very stressed, very tired, and they gave them high dosages of omega-3 6 fatty acids, vitamin C, and magnesium. And what they found was that when they were using those supplements, they could not be pushed to an unbearable stress level. And it's incredible when you give your body, for example, omega-3 fatty acids, which are anti-inflammatory in nature, all right? They actually turn your fat cells into fat-burning cells rather than fat storing.
I love how he doesn't give any citation or any details on what exactly pushed to an unbearable stress level means. Like, what does that mean? How did they do it? What was the methodology? What was the sample size? Where's the citation? You got to ask these questions, people. Like, what if it could have been two people that they studied, and you have no idea how they tested it, how they got that result, and like how often they got that result. Did they try it again? Was there a control? Who conducted the study? How is it funded? Was it funded by Ariix? Like, yeah, who knows? We don't know.
Cells. It's also
He didn't even tell us what college it was at.
great for your heart. So we have a very great form in omega Q right there. It has fish oil from small sardines and anchovies from South America, so it's clean. No mercury poisoning, things like that, and it's CoQ10 great for our heart as well too. Phenolic, actually, they call it the beauty pill. It's called the beauty pill because rapeseed extract has a lot of great antioxidant qualities. Also, it has collagen binding properties, so it keeps the skin.
I would love for someone, when they use the word antioxidant, to tell me what they think antioxidants do.
Nice and elastic. But also, this pretty much kills emergency and airborne those types of vitamin C's.
Okay, neither of those work. And I mean, like, large doses of vitamin C, go crazy if you think it works, whatever. It doesn't, but like, whatever.
All right. Ours is in a natural form of vitamin C, which is 60 times more potent than the synthetic form that you find in like an emergency. It's called ascorbic acid.
Do you know what it's called when it's in natural form? Ascorbic acid.
That's what you don't want right there, right? And then the last but not least thing is Mack D. Gosh, this is an incredible product. A combination of magnesium, vitamin D, calcium, and vitamin K. Most people are deficient in magnesium. Maybe you've had digestive issues, hormonal issues, you've had craving issues. Magnesium could be one of the culprits, all right? Vitamin D itself. Vitamin D, did you know in Europe, when you get the flu, they don't have flu shots in Europe.
This seriously pisses me off. Yes, they do have flu shots in Europe.
Europe, they give you 5,000 international units, IUs, of vitamin D, and within 2 days, usually people feel much better.
Okay, the only thing I can think is that he is confused because they also give doses of vitamin D in the United States, but it doesn't have anything to do with the flu because flu shots are the same around the world. Okay, they use flu shots in Europe. Okay, that's that's why they're not dropping dead, by the hundreds of thousands every flu season. So, but anyway, the vitamin D thing, yes, vitamin D is prescribed and given a lot in Europe. The reason for that is because Europe is so far north. Like most of Europe is in the northern half of, like, if you draw the lines of latitude, most of Europe is either north of the United States or it's in the very northern edge of the United States. Like all of the United Kingdom is north of the United States. So they don't get a lot of sun in winter. Your skin synthesizes vitamin D when it is in contact with UV light. So when you're not getting a lot of sun in the winter time, when it's darker out, especially in the northern states, so like in New England, anywhere that's like north of like Ohio, you see a lot of vitamin D prescriptions in wintertime because you're not making enough from sunlight contacting your skin. And so in winter, which is also flu season, you will see a rise in vitamin D prescriptions for 50,000 units, usually once a week. And the same is true in Europe, because Europe is so far north that you see a lot of vitamin D prescriptions in wintertime because you're getting less sun. It has absolutely nothing to do with the flu other than the seasonal trend is coincides. This type of misinformation seriously pisses me off. Get your flu shot every year, please. Just do it. Just do it. I'm not having this discussion. I'm just not.
So we have a very good form of vitamin D in here as well too. So if you're the immune system, you take these three, your body's gonna like you a lot, all right? Last but not least, no one wants to go out there and go on a health program and feel sluggish, feel cranky. Has anyone here ever been around someone that's been on a diet before and you knew they were on a diet? You know what I'm talking about? They let you know. So with this, you want to make sure you feel good about that. So Rejuvenex is a combination of 6 good superfruits. You're talking about acai berry, mangosteen, sea buckthorn. Great superfruits out there. It gives you the
Superfoods don't exist. The only thing that exists is supermarketing.
this calm, focused energy with no crash. It boosts your metabolism. In fact, we call this one our happy pill because it definitely can help elevate the mood as well too. And the last but not least product I'm going to share right here is called our Mo. I say the best for last. Imagine you were to take an exotic trip around the world to places like India to pick up a black pepper seed from there. Or you went to Japan and you got 6 different mushrooms from over there. Or you went to the Amazon, or you went to all these different places. That is what MOA is. It's 36 superfoods and superfruits into one liquid pouch that costs as much as 1 extra boost at a Jamba Juice, for example. Okay? What's in here, one of the magical parts to it, is the mushroom blend. Mushrooms have been known for many years to be extremely medicinal to the body. In fact, there's one right here, if you look right in the middle, called Maitake Gold. It's called Maitake Gold because in Japan, it costs more per ounce than gold does. They're actually studying that one mushroom in itself because they're saying that it has anti-cancer properties to it. So if you're all concerned about optimal immune system, if you want to boost your body's natural ability, if you just want to get something that's going to make you feel good, MOA is probably a good place to go out there and start, all right?
Can we just stop suggesting that things might, maybe, possibly, weather permitting, be good for cancer? Stop. Stop it. Stop. Okay, I don't appreciate the way that he just slid that in there and then acted like he didn't say it. Stop saying that things that aren't proven to be treatments for cancer are good for cancer. Stop it.
So that being said, I don't want to go too much more into the rest of the products. We have a lot of them. But what I mentioned is this. As you notice, weight gain or weight loss, whatever it is, it's a symptom of underlying stuff. And what you're seeing right now is Ariix has developed some very specific products that are made at a very high quality level that can address each of these individual issues. Insulin resistance. Maybe there's issues in the digestion. Maybe there's issue with cravings. This system, you know why it's so cool? It addresses all of the above. And the result is vibrancy, health, weight loss, all those things that you heard in all the stories from earlier today. All right? So with that said, hey, definitely, if you're interested in this being a customer, we'd love for you to join with us. Talk to your friend about specific solutions for you. But just to let you know, we have to say you're in this for yourself, but not by yourself. you're going to be backed by a community of hundreds of crazy people like me. We're crazy.
Wow. Great. Hundreds of crazy people. How the fuck do I sign up?
Crazy about you and your journey and
I don't know you. This is all moving so fast.
your results, and we want to back you up, want to encourage you. We have a lot of posts happening all the time, people posting up their recipes, tips, or informing and educating all the time because we want to partner with you in your journey to help. Okay? So with that said, that covered all the products. Now, I also want to make sure that we can appeal to another audience real quick as well too. Now, I'm going to talk real quick. There's a very interesting referral program in this company, how to make some extra money, how to pay for some of your products, a referral program and all. For those of you that are curious about that, I want to share with you real quick on this because you know what happens a lot of times? A lot of people start on the program, they're like, you know what? I know people that can benefit from this. I'm sure, especially in this day and age, there's so many people in the world right now looking to boost their immune system and their health. And I want to actually pass it on to one of our other friends right now who started as a customer and then went out there and
There's no way that ever happens because in order for that to happen, MLMs would need actual customers and they don't have those.
actually started doing this as a referral program, you know? But Alexis, can you hear me at all?
Hi James, yes, can you hear me?
I can, absolutely. Go for it. The floor is
Perfect. Thank you for letting me share and for everyone listening. So first, my name's Alexis. I'm 26 years old. I almost forgot my age for a second. So as James said, I did actually start off as a customer many years ago, and I keep coming back. And this time around, I was presented with a referral program, and I thought instantly, this is a no-brainer. I always
Yeah, I bet that was the first time she was presented with the referral program and not all the other times before. Ridiculous.
come back, and why not? Basically, now, after starting this program and getting amazing results, inside and out, I've been getting compliments from friends, family, co-workers talking about, oh, you've lost weight or your skin looks amazing. And instantly I thought, I'm so glad I started this referral program because now I can share it with all my friends and family. So I actually work 2 jobs right now.
So the income from the referral program is so good. It's so good that she works 2 jobs. And she said that she's been in it for years, right? Interesting.
Work for Kaiser and Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. 2 really great jobs, since one is in healthcare and one's in government. So when I started referring to my friends and family, I was surprised to see that I actually received some compensation in my bank account, a little over $200, give or take, or even more. I can't even keep track anymore.
Whoa, sorry, Alexis. What is this text crawl saying? Disclaimer, in 2016, $286,539 was the average yearly income for Ariix. Representatives who were classified as full-time, which was 1.93% of all representatives. When the earnings of all 43,945 Ariix representatives were averaged, including those who became representatives for only a single day, which, you know, that should spell a problem if you have that happening on a regular basis, but whatever. The average yearly earnings in 2016 were $2,025 of your actual earnings or profits. So I don't know what full-time means at Ariix, but if that's only 1.93% of the company, I'm guessing that they have some weird way of putting it that pumps up that average earnings number to that $200,000 level. So this says that the mean for the top 1.93%, and by the way, the mean can be pulled up wildly by outliers. So that's 848 representatives, because if they said that they have 43,945 representatives times 1.93%, that's 848 people. And the mean earnings for those people was $286,539. While the overall mean was $2,025. It also kind of misleadingly includes the word profit when I highly doubt that this accounts for expenses at all. If we multiply that out, $286,539 times 848 people in the top 1.93%. That means that's a total payout of $242,985,072. Just being paid out to the top 1.93%. However, I've checked the Ariix website, and they said in 2018 that their revenue was $220 million. So. And while that average was being given for 2016, unless they had a very dramatic crash between then and 2018, how are they paying out $242 million just to the top 1.93% alone if their revenue is only $220 million? And also, as a little digression and a little bit of a tease here, when I went onto their website and I found their blog, I went down a huge rabbit hole and discovered some major tea about that Deanna person that was at the beginning of the presentation, about how she inspired trust in this guy. And also some more tea about this whole company and the whole charade, but that's going to be in part 2 of this video. So there's your tease right there. Wow. You like it. All right, but now that we've examined that text crawl, I'll let Alexis go back to talking about her story. Sorry, Alexis.
Doing the calculations of how much I made in just sharing for not even an hour with someone, and my hourly rate at one of my jobs, it was basically right there as the same hourly rate, with not even a fraction of the amount of time and effort that it was put into it.
Then why are you still working 2 jobs? Why aren't you just doing this?
So this was 10 times easier, and I'm so happy that I did it. And one thing now that I've seen this is it's in the near future that I'm actually thinking of using this to supplement one of my other jobs. So
if you made more, if it was on par or you made more and it was easier, why are you just supplementing?
I'm so thankful I'm here. I'm so thankful I ran back into James and Becky and for this opportunity. So if the referral program helps anybody else, come on and join us.
It would need to help a first person before it can help anybody else.
We are just a big family.
Absolutely. Alexis, thank you so much for sharing your story. You rock. You are bold. I know I got excited. So the next couple weeks are going to be very fascinating for you. I can't wait. All right. So for those of you that are interested in learning about the referral program, it's really, really simple. Look out. How do you be a part of the referral program? Number one, it's a one-time, lifetime, around $25 membership. Okay, kind of like you go to Costco, you get discounts and stuff. Same thing with Ariix as well too, but it's only a lifetime one, not an annual membership. What you get with that is, number one, you actually do get discounts on the products. Okay, that's a big perk right there. And
With Costco, you get a discount on gasoline. Okay.
And then you're part of the referral program. What do you get with the $25? Well, you get that app on your phone. And that phone, if you have a phone right now or a laptop with internet, whichever one of you do because you're watching this right now, you can run a business from home now. That can be.
I mean, you can do that with like Shopify or Squarespace as well.
International in 30 plus countries, you can have access to some of the best lines in the world. And then from there, it's very simple. Step 2, try some of the products. All right, try some of the ones that Edgar was using. Try some.
Of course, there's a buy-in. Of course, it can't be just that $24.95. And I'm guessing these products aren't free, but I'm sure they'll be telling you that they're at an amazing discount. Huh. I mean, like, see, here's the thing. You don't necessarily have to pay to run a business from home. I'm arguably running a business from home right now, and I didn't pay for this.
Some that Lily was using. Try some of the other ones that you saw today. Depending on the amount of products that you'll get at a specific business level. The higher the level, the higher the referral fee can be. Okay? So with that said, I know.
So the more inventory you front load, the more you can make off of your recruits. Pyramid scheme.
Lexus is that ultimate, for example, and that's why it's been a big benefit there. Now, what I want to talk about real quick is that there's 8 different ways to get paid. I'm just going to talk about one today because you'd be surprised how many people do this as a part-time thing just to pay for the products or maybe be able to supplement their income, or in some situations, it's really actually almost practically save their financial life, you know? So I want to bring up a story of someone that's been really crushing it, really spreading this crusade. He is so passionate, so excited, and such a young, enthusiastic person, and it's incredible to see. But I want to go out there and bring up our good friend Mark Ramos.
What? Is that that's Mark. Mark, get in here.
Fantastic. I know how to pull a good photo for you. So, hey man, floor is yours.
All right, thanks so much, James, for the introduction. I did not expect to see this picture at all. But good evening, everyone. Once again, my name is Mark Ramos. I'm 26 years old. And before shelter in place took effect last month, I was working at my job there at Buffalo Wild Wings. And I had absolutely no idea that I was going to be laid off immediately, right away, leaving me for dead with no other options. But I'm just truly so grateful for Ariix and our strong referral program, because just for simply sharing about our products that are top of the line, just with my friends and family and loved ones, I was able to make $100 in an hour while working from the comfort of my home, which is what's in demand right now, which would have taken me a whole shift of 8 hours from dishwashing at my job. And at this rate, as long as I keep this up, I'm so confident that I will be able to leave shelter in place, not needing a job anymore. And just thinking about that by itself just wakes me up in the morning with so much excitement to just continue to do what I'm doing here.
And we can feel that, you know. Congratulations, Mark. And man, you're just so inspiring to all of us right here. And hey, maybe you know some people that are in a situation like Mark, and it was a bad situation, but you can always bring good out of that. There was silver lining there, you know. And I'm sure Mark is not sad that he's not at BWs anymore. So that's the retail work. It's really simple. Is this, you know? Let's say you go out there, you're using the products, you get a transformation, you're just gonna share it. Just like what Alexis is saying, you can sell with Mark. Obviously, he used the program and he got way more physical to and healthy. And people are gonna ask, right? I'm sure there's been times if you've been to a good movie or a good restaurant back when they were open, you had friends ask you how was it, you were referred it, they went. Same exact thing now.
Yeah, but my whole bank account isn't riding on them going to see the movie that I said was good.
Let's say that happens and your friends are interested in learning on what you did. You can bring them onto a call like this with other tools, things that are going on. We're going to help with the explanation, and it's very simple. You get on that app something called the Smart Link. Okay? It takes a couple minutes. It's really easy to do. You click on Smart Link. Then from there, you get a personalized URL, a link that you can send to them where they can input their information. It's just like Amazon or anything like that. You input the product in there, they buy it, it ships directly to them, and you know what happens? Because you're a representative, you get a discount. You get paid up to 30% of whatever was sold as a profit. So that's why you see someone like Mark is able to make an extra $100 in an hour. Alexa's making a couple $100.
Up to 30%? So how much is it? Is it what's up? What does up to 30% mean? Also, you said it was really easy and really simple to buy, but like that didn't sound easy. That sounded like a whole cluster of things. And by that point, I could have just ordered it on Amazon.
In a couple hours, you know? So it's not hard for a lot of people to just do this on the side to make an extra couple $100 a month. Could be even more, right? So
they always say this is so easy and that it's so easy to make sales and it's so easy to find recruits. They'll be like, oh, well, you just got to find like 5 people to buy from you this, per week or whatever. And it's like, that's really hard with these products, with most products, but especially with MLM products. It's not trivial to find whatever number of people that you need to find to buy. It's actually really hard. So, but they just say it. They're like, oh, well, all you gotta do is find 5 people. And it's like, nah, that is huge.
I want to share that more real quick. Now, last but not least, because some of you here might not want only a couple $100 a month. Some of you might be here thinking, well, could there be more? Can this replace my income? Can this be something greater? And I will tell you this, if that is someone that is calling out to you, then stay tuned for this next story. I want to bring up, to close things out right now, a very good friend, an amazing partner, someone that is just super inspiring to me, the baddest grandma of them all. But Pam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you, James. What a beautiful intro. Well, I'll make this quick. I retired from nursing. I've been an RN for over 40 years. The last 30 years of my life, I spent it as a department manager in a newborn intensive care unit. When I retired, I had 2 goals I wanted. I wanted to have an amazing lifestyle, and I wanted the health to enjoy it. Well, this is what I looked like, and you can see I was not the picture of health, but no worries. 36 pounds later in 3 months, it was amazing. I lost my cravings for sweets, no longer dependent on caffeine, and because I was so dependent on caffeine and chocolate, I actually had something called cystic breath, and that went away. My cholesterol was normal for the first time in my life, and I was also borderline diabetic. So once I got my weight off and took the fat off from this middle section, it really did make a difference. Those cravings never went back, and I no longer have the cystic breath. So with this transformation, people saw me and they wanted to know, what did I do? People just like, what did you do? Whatever it is you bought, I want what you bought. I want everything. Just tell me. I went to a nursing conference and I sat outside just signing up people left and right, and my business just grew exponentially. And 18 months later,
where are the ethics? You should. It's a good thing you're retired, or else I would suggest that your license should be investigated. Seriously, that's so unacceptable. And that had to make you look really unprofessional in front of your colleagues.
I was able to get my dream car, Tesla Model X with the wing doors. The business actually pays for it. So I have the lifestyle that I want. I'm able to travel with my children, all 10 of us, take them on.
Just think of that Tesla as like a little reminder of, hey, if you don't keep doing Ariix, that lease is going to be yours and it's going to be expensive. You better buy some little droppies and pills and shit.
Cruises. We have a trip planned for Florida coming up in August, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. But my retirement money only goes for my bills, and the rest of my RX money goes for fun. And everybody deserves a little bit of fun after they stop working. So my transformation story actually is what started my business, and it changed my life in just a year and a half. I'm excited to share it with you, and I have an amazing team of people that work with me, and I'm helping them to make their dreams come true and transform their body. So
thank you so much, Pam. Add me in as one of your family members. Yes. I would love to go there. It's incredible, it's incredible what happens. And Lily says this all the time, just carrying out to share. When you have something that transforms your life, the most unselfish and loving thing that you can do is share it with other people. And what's great is this company will give you a cool benefit from that as well too, right? So depending on what your goals are, definitely, I just want to share that referral program with you real quick. But after seeing everything, you're going to be three types of people, all right? You're going to be an A, a B, or a C. A means you're excited. If you're an A, that means I want to be a customer. If you want to be a customer, talk to your friend right after this that brought you onto this call so they can help answer your questions. We want to make sure we're giving you the tools that you need to get to the next step in your life. And welcome to the family. You're going to be a part of the wellness community here. We want to support you on your success journey there. Okay? Some of you here...
Wait. Let's do a vote. All right, who here is A? Bueller?
Might be into the referral program. You want to be the next Pam. You want to be the next Mark.
We do stand Pam.
The next Alexis. If that's you, join on board. We're going to get you on board. We're going to get you trained. You don't need any skill set prior to this. The only prerequisite I think you need to have is a heart that cares about other people. Because that's the types of people that do extremely well with the referral program. If you're into that, we got trainings all the time. Welcome to the family. We'll link you up to this next steps as well too. Okay?
Wait. Show of hands. Who's it? Who's B? Bueller?
If you're a B, then you got some questions. If you have questions, ask your friend. We want to make sure you're well informed in everything. And finally, if you're a C, you're like, you know what? This might not be for me, but my question to you is this. Do you know someone that could benefit from better health? Do you know someone that needs more energy, that needs to lose weight? Do you know some...
If I do, I'm not going to be the one that tells them.
Some people that could benefit from some extra opportunity right now. And if you do, share this with them. The best compliment in the world for us is that if we could link up with them and help them as well too. All right? Well, other than that, everybody, thank you for everybody that was on this call tonight. Thank you for all our speakers. On the last note I think the best gift in the world, especially during a time like this, is you will never regret any time, energy, or money that you invest in yourself. Because the best gift that you can give to your family, your community, yourself, is your
Cash.
own personal development. Because if you can become the next better version of yourself, you're going to be able to show up better in every single avenue of your life. And if we can be of assistance with you,
The best version of yourself, I can guarantee you, is not the version that an MLM will spit out.
in any aspect that we talked about today, it would be our greatest honor and our greatest pleasure to be able to do that, to link arms with you, to do this together. You got a whole community that's backing you up, and we're rooting you on, all right? But other than that, everybody, thank you so much for your time. Talk to your friend if you have any other questions. But other than that, have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.
So that was a train wreck of misinformation and bullshit, both about health and about wealth. Wow. So that already made my brain hurt. And Mark, thank you for being in this video. But stay tuned. Well, not like stay tuned, but be on the lookout for part 2, because part 2, we're going to have some legal drama. We're going to have some stuff that the executives at this company are trying to hide. And we're going to have some amazing cringe and fake clout that this company has been purchasing and taking part in. And it is amazing. And I did some investigational journalism for this as well. So be on the lookout for that. But all that being said, I've been Mac. Peace out. Bye. Okay, well, I'm going to glare at you a lot probably, so.
Come on, baby, don't you leave me broken-hearted. Want you over here, come and get me started. Love me, kiss me, sex me, miss me. Baby, baby, pour some sugar from Mack. Baby, baby, pour some sugar from Mack. Baby, baby, pour some sugar from Mack.